Okay, let me start with something that's going to sound completely insane. The Great Barrier Reef is thriving? Wait, hold on, didn't we all just spend the last 5 years mourning its death, thanks to climate change and mass bleaching? I mean, I remember seeing headlines like, "The reef is doomed" and "coral graveyards everywhere." But new data just dropped, and it's not just surprising. It's flipping the entire narrative on its head. Let me explain why this isn't just a feel-good story, but a wake-up call for how we talk about environmental crises. So here's the thing. After a major bleaching event in 2020, scientists went full alarmist. Coral cover dropped to 40% in some areas, and suddenly everyone was eulogizing the reef. But now, the same data shows coral cover has rebounded to 89% in the northern regions and 75% in the central areas. That's near record levels. Personally, I think this exposes a massive problem in how we consume environmental news. We're wired to expect doom, right? But nature isn't some fragile snowflake. It's a chaotic, stubborn, adaptive machine. The reef isn't dead. It's fighting back, and that's a story we're not hearing enough. Let's unpack why this recovery matters. First off, the bleaching events are real, no denying that. But what's fascinating is how the coral is adapting. Scientists are finding that some species are bouncing back faster than others, and water quality improvements from local conservation efforts are giving them a fighting chance. In my opinion, this isn't just about the reef. It's about the power of targeted, science-backed action. We've been so focused on the climate crisis as this unstoppable force that we've overlooked how smaller, localized changes can create massive ripple effects. Like, maybe the reef isn't a lost cause, it's a case study in resilience. But wait, here's where it gets even more interesting. What many people don't realize is that coral reefs have survived mass extinctions for 250 million years. They've outlived dinosaurs, ice ages, and asteroid impacts. So why are we acting like they're doomed now? Sure, human-driven climate change is a new variable, but this data suggests that if we give them a fighting chance, by reducing pollution, overfishing, and coastal development, they can adapt. The bigger question this raises: are we using worst-case scenarios to motivate action, or are we accidentally creating a boy who cried wolf scenario that numbs people into apathy? Because if the reef can bounce back, what other environmental stories are we getting wrong? And let's address the elephant in the room. Does this mean climate change isn't a problem? Absolutely not. But this recovery story challenges the idea that every environmental crisis is a one-way street. From my perspective, the reef's resilience should be a rallying cry, not a reason to relax. It shows that ecosystems can recover if we stop framing them as helpless victims. The real takeaway here isn't the reef is fine. It's we're capable of more than we think. So here's my challenge to you. Next time you see a headline screaming about ecological collapse, ask yourself, what part of this story is about what's possible? Because that's where the real change happens. What do you think? Is there value in highlighting these success stories, or does it risk downplaying the urgency of climate action? Let's talk in the comments.